All right, so we're talking about similar polygons, and polygons are similar when they have the same shape and their corresponding sides are proportional. So that means, for example, if you had a triangle and then you had a triangle with the exact same shape, just a little bit bigger, they would be similar. So when two polygons are similar, the scale factor is the ratio of their corresponding sides. So just going along with what we've been talking about with shapes, just remember that your perimeter is the distance around a polygon. If two polygons are similar, then the ratio of their perimeter is the same as the ratio of their sides. So here's the deal. What that means is if they're similar and the ratios are the same, then we can set up proportions and cross multiply to find either a missing side or a missing perimeter, depending on what we have. So if we look at this page 5 question, it says that a polygon A is similar to polygon B. In fact, polygon A is twice the size of polygon B. If the perimeter of polygon A is 25 meters, what is the perimeter of polygon B? Well, what that means we can do, we can set up a proportion if we wanted to. Or, in this case, we can actually just multiply because we know that A is twice the size of B. That means A equals 2 times B. And it tells us that polygon A has a perimeter of 25. So that means that 25 equals 2 times B. And I can solve this for B by dividing both sides by 2. And I get that B equals 12.5. So on page 6 it says polygon C and polygon D are similar. The perimeter of polygon C is 32 inches and the perimeter of polygon D is 4. If one side of polygon C is 12 inches, what is the length of the corresponding side in polygon D? Well, I can just set up a proportion. Proportion is the line equals line thing where you cross multiply and divide. So I have the perimeter of polygon C is 32 inches. So I'm going to put 32 and I'm going to label that as C. And the perimeter of polygon D is 4 inches. So I'm going to put 4 underneath that and label that as D. So what that means is on the other side it also has to be C over D. So reading what other information I have, I was told that one side of polygon C is 12. So that means I can put 12 on top. I don't know what the side from D is, so I'm going to put that as X. And then I just have to cross multiply and divide. So when I cross multiply, mathematically, I get 32 equals 32X equals 48. And then I would divide both sides by 32. And I'm going to get that X equals 1.5. So that would be my missing side length. If two polygons are similar with the lengths of their corresponding sides in the ratio of A to B, then the ratio of their areas is going to be A squared divided by B squared. So this means to find, if I'm given the lengths and I'm looking for areas, or I'm given the areas and looking for lengths, then I can still set up a proportion. But this time what it's going to look like is it's going to be side squared over side squared is equal to the area over the area. So for the page 10, polygon ABCDE and polygon FGHIJ are similar. Side AB has length 1 and corresponding side FG has length 4. The area of polygon FGHIJ is 48. What's the area of polygon ABCDE? So I'm going to do a proportion. So it says that it's side squared over side squared equals area over area. So my first side I'm given is 1, so I'm going to put 1 squared over my other side that I'm given is 4, so 4 squared. And I'm going to label these. 1 was side AB and 4 was side FG. So my other side should have something to do, the top should have something to do with A and the bottom should have something to do with F. So it tells me the area of polygon FGHIJ is 48. That's going to go on bottom because that's in the same polygon as side FG. And I don't know the area of A, B, C, D, E, so I'm going to label that as X. So let's see if I can go ahead and simplify the left-hand side. Instead of 1 squared over 4 squared, well, I know 1 squared is 1. 4 squared is 16, so I get 1 over 16 equals X over 48. And now I can cross multiply and divide. 1 times 48 is 48. 16 times X is 16X. And then I can divide both sides by 16, and I get that X equals 3. The way that I remember this, because I always have trouble remembering these things if it's squared or not, is I think of area, which is in units squared, and perimeter, which is just in plain units to the first. And so that reminds me that my perimeter is just AB equals AB, but my area is going to be A squared over B squared equals area over area. Looking at a few examples, number 1, polygon A is similar to polygon B with a scale factor of 3. If the perimeter of A is 121, what is the perimeter of the larger polygon B? So if my scale factor is 3, that means that B is 3 times bigger than A. And I know that A is 121. B is 3 times bigger than that, so I'm going to do 121 times 3, which is going to give me 363. Since it was just perimeter, I knew I could just straight up multiply. So my perimeter of my other one is going to be 363. Number 3, polygon RSTUV is similar to polygon MNOP. LM and RS are corresponding sides. RS equals 10 and LM equals 2. If the perimeter of RSTUV is 60, what is the perimeter of polygon LMNOP? So I can set up a proportion. And this is just perimeter. I can use the numbers exactly as they are. So I know RS is 10, LM is 2, so I'm going to put 10 over 2. And it says the perimeter of polygon RSTUV is 60. So I'm going to put 60 on top. I would not put 60 on bottom because the bottom on the left side that was LM. And LM and RSTUV have nothing to do with each other. And I'm going to put X in the bottom because that's the other thing I'm looking for. Then I can cross multiply. 10 times X is 10X. 2 times 60 is 120. To get X by itself, I'm going to divide by 10. And 120 divided by 10 is 12. So that would be my perimeter of LMNOP. Number 5 says polygon A is similar to polygon B. The perimeter of polygon A is 624 and the perimeter of polygon B is 156. If one side of polygon A is 24, what is the length of the corresponding side of polygon B? So I can again set up a proportion. And I have, let's see, polygon A has a perimeter of 624, and I'm going to label that as A so I don't forget. And polygon B has a perimeter of 156, I'm going to put B down there. And it says if one side of A is 24, so since that's a side of A, that has to go on top with A, and then X is going to have to go on the bottom. So to solve this, again, all I have to do is cross multiply and divide. So I'll multiply 624 times X, which is just 624X. And then I'll multiply 24 times 156, which is 3744. And then for my next step, I'm going to divide both sides by 624. And when I do that, I get 6. So X equals 6 in this case. So that means that my corresponding side length of polygon B is 6. Question 7. Polygon A is similar to polygon B. The area of polygon A is 40 centimeters squared, and the scale factor from A to B is 1/4. What's the area of polygon B? Okay, for area, you may want to write this down. For area, you have to multiply by the scale factor twice. You have to multiply by the scale factor twice. And this is just like saying, because remember with our area, we had to do A squared over B squared. Well, squared means you're multiplying it by itself, so that's what we're doing. So if I know that A is 40 centimeters squared, again, if you can't remember, look at our units. It's squared, so we have to multiply twice. And the scale factor is 1/4. That means I have to multiply 40 times 1/4 times 1/4. And if you multiply that in the calculator, you're going to get 2.5. So that would be your area of polygon B. Number 9 says polygon ABCD is similar to polygon EFGH. The area of polygon ABCD is 14 inches squared. If AB is 4 inches and EF is 6 inches, what is the area of polygon EFGH? So this time they've given us an area. They've given us 2 side lengths, so I need to set up a proportion. And remember, because it's area, it's going to be our side squared over our side squared. So my sides are 4 and 6. And 4 was the side AB. 6 was the side EF. So when I figure out where my 14 is going to go, well, 14 has to do with ABCD, so it has to go on top with AB. So I'm going to put 14 on top and then X on bottom. Well, when I start doing my math, 4 squared is 16. 6 squared is 36. So 16 over 36 equals 14 over X. I cross multiply and divide. I get 16X equals 504. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 16. And I get that X equals 31.5. So that would be my area of polygon EFGH.